Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's about that time where I show everything that I've colored for the month. It's October 31st and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I finished like 11 pictures this month, which has never happened ever in the history of me coloring. I think the most pictures I finished one time was 7 or 9 in a month. But what's so funny is I had a lot of coloring mojo. The first like 10 days of October, I finished 6 pictures. I took 2 weeks off. And then the last week of October, I finished like 5 more. So that's so funny. But let's get into it. Okay, and these will be in no particular order, as I always say, because they're never in any order. So first I'm going to show a double page spread that I did in Cinderella by Fabiana Atanasio, and this picture was a buddy color with my beautiful friend Coloring F, and we colored this picture, so I will pop her version on the screen so that you can see. But what's so funny is that we both decided to do marble, so I actually have inspiration pics of marble where I did like a sliced marble, like a cut marble, and then I did like a regular marble. So I knew when I looked at it that that's the direction that I wanted to go in, and I had a lot of fun doing this marbles, and I think it came out really nice. So I do have some glitter gel pen on the page, as well as some gold Ganzai Tambi Starry watercolor on the clock, the princess clothes, and this little ribbony type situation on her dress. I gave her earrings, and the skin in Fabiana's books never comes out the way that I want it to. Like, it just never comes out the way that I want. I don't know if it's because it's such a tiny area and I really can't color tiny faces like I can color a regular face, but I don't know. But I had a lot of fun with this one, and I couldn't help but think that this looks like a composition notebook from school when I did the floor like this. And the only thing that I would change about this picture in hindsight is the sky. So I did do fireworks going off, so in my mind I made an excuse like maybe the fireworks are lighting up the sky, because technically the sky needs to be black or really dark blue, because I did the bushes and all the shading really dark, but I just went off and did this light blue. But I still like this picture. I think it came out really nice. I enjoyed coloring this, and I think I finished it in like a handful of hours, maybe a handful of hours in 2 days or something like that. So I finished it fairly quickly because I really enjoyed this, and I got 2 Fabianas done this month, and they were both a double page spread, so that's interesting. But here it was, my Cinderella. Oh, and I have an inspiration picture for her dress that I'll remember to pop up on the screen. And I used super tips as a base for her dress. Didn't water them down, just regular super tips. And then I just went over the super tips with pencil to shade and add shadow. And I really like this effect that I did on her dress, because it's like taffeta or something. So I'll bring it up close. That's what I wanted in my mind. So that's what it looks like to me. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. And we'll move on to the next picture. Okay, next I have a picture in Jasmine, Becky, Griffith's Halloween coloring book, and this book was so generously gifted to me by a subscriber. Thank you. She knows who she is. And I don't have nearly enough done in this book as I should. And you know, 'tis the season. So I think I did 2 from this book this month. I'm not really sure. I can't really remember. Y'all know that's CRS. But anyway, this is available on my channel as a color along. It's called Halloween Treats. I will zoom in a tad so you can see it a little better. And like I said, this is available on my channel as a color along if you want to color this picture like this. All parts are there. It's only 2 parts, and I had fun with this one. Her skin didn't come out the way I wanted it, but other than that, I think it's pretty cool. I drew the craters in the moon, but they kind of got washed out when I put the glossy accents over, if you can see glossy accents. And I put stickles on it, on the bats, and this little gummy pumpkin that I did. And then she has some glitter gel pen on her armband, little decorations on her clothes. So overall, I do like this picture, and it was a pretty quick one to do. It was a warm-up after my 2-week hiatus. This was the first picture that I started on to get myself back in the groove, and I made the candies look like Skittles and M&M's. So this one was a really cute one and a fun one to do, and we will move on to the next one. Okay, next I have another buddy color with Coloring F, and we did a pumpkin gift, and I will pop up her picture on this side so that you can see hers. And yeah, this one was really fun to do because I did a green skin, and I never really do a green skin. So This was a bit of an experimentation, but I think it turned out really nicely. And I posted the colors on my Instagram too because I was really proud of her skin, and I was really proud of my pumpkins. And I posted the colors on my pumpkins for my pumpkins on Instagram as well because I was really proud of them and my patience in coloring them. And one side is meant to be darker than this side because, you know, this is the moon side, so that's why her arm is darker and these pumpkins are darker. So don't worry, it's supposed to be like that. And of course she has some stickles on her little Halloween costume, or it probably isn't even her Halloween costume. She's a witch. She probably wears this all the time. I don't know. But I used Super Tips for a base for her hat and the burgundy in her dress, and I just went over with pencil because I wanted it to look like suede or felt or whatever. So I think that was a really cool effect. I like to do that with my Super Tips. And if you look closely, I did give her some detail in her eyes. Like, she has her little veins in her eyes and whatnot. So yeah, and then you can see her stickles collar. And so on her nails, I actually gave her some nails. And I drew spiders, witch hats, and broomsticks on the little pumpkin along with the spider web because I thought that would be a cool effect. And then I have some washi tape on the border. It's a metallic purple washi tape. And yeah, overall had a lot of fun with this picture. I like how it came out. And I really enjoyed coming up with some color combinations. So that was this picture in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's Halloween. Alright, next up I have a picture in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's Mermaid's book, and I really wanted to finish this whip that I had for months and months. I think since March or January. Probably March, I think, when I looked to make sure, but I was really adamant on finishing it, and I made myself sit down and get to work, and here is the outcome. So I'm really proud of the end result. If you can see all the nice shimmer, that is Wink of Stella. There you go. And I just had to put it on the shell. So this shell was a nightmare kinda at first because, let me see if I can lay, oh my goodness, lay that down and not knock anything down. So I used my Arteza watercolor for the shell. I used it for the sky, the clouds, and also the water right here, the sea, and nothing really came through too bad, but I don't care because it's one-sided. But I really wanted to use my watercolors because they are very underused. They don't get enough love. And this shell was kind of a nightmare because I messed up so much, but I think that I was able to recover it pretty nice. And I really love my clouds. Like, they look so nice, and that watercolor is so vibrant and pretty. And for the water, like I said, I did use it on the water, but then I went over it with pencil, Prismacolors to shade. I did her skin in Black Widows, and Prismacolor for the sea, Prismacolor for the little babies. And then I left this blanket plain. I used a little bit of a baby blue alcohol marker, and then I just used some dark blue glitter pen on top. I don't know if it's going to catch in the light on some of the darker lines, and then I put some stickles on their wings if you can catch that. But I wanted to color the cherubs like Jasmine Beckett Griffith's original painting, where they were like grayish white, and then they had some pink bottoms and little pink blushy parts on their body. And that's what I really didn't like about this picture. I thought that I had messed it up, and I was like, ugh, I don't really know how to go forward because I had loved her skin because I had done her skin already. But overall, like I said, I feel like I rescued this picture. I'm happy it's done. It's another whip out of my face, and I am pretty proud of the result at the end. And I did use Holbeins for her hair, and I outlined the dark lines with Posca, and then went over with the Holbeins, and the Holbeins did not scratch the Posca off. So that was an interesting discovery. And I did it like a dip dye ombre effect, so it's dark blue, you know, medium blue, light blue, and I think it turned out pretty cool. And just the Wink of Stella is just so nice on this shell. I just can't get over how shimmery it looks. The camera probably is not picking that up, which is a shame, but it's really pretty. And her eyes, I did do a little detail into. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. And her lip has a little bit of glitter gel put on it as well. And so yeah, that was Venus with Cherubs, and that was the end result of this picture. I have done quite a few Jasmines this month, so my third and final Jasmine for the month was this one in her first book, A Fantasy Art Adventure. And this one is called Even Rib, and this was a whip I had since January this year or something around there, and I had only done her skin, her eyes, lips, and sock and little dress, and then everything else was blank. I think I have a picture that I can post where it was sitting for months and months as a whip, and then I finally decided to go ahead and finish it because I was determined again to finish a whip or two this month, and I'm really proud of the outcome. It's so funny because I think Dia de los Muertos is happening. I can't say that. Muertos. There we go. Something like that. It's happening in other countries. I don't know, but I don't think we celebrate that right now in America. If we do, I might be wrong. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, I know it's happening, and I was like, oh, how fitting, because I wanted to do him as a sugar skull in my mind when I was coming to this picture to finish it. I had that idea, and it's fitting. How apt. But yeah, I went ahead and did that and gave him some gold teeth, and like maybe he has like little tattoo on his face. I don't know. It was just really fun for me to do, and I used Black Widows for her, and then everything else after her was done with Prismacolor. I did use my Arteza watercolor on this grass bottom, and I did pencil in this background. All the purple is pencil, y'all, and I never do pencil background, so you know, claps for me. And I used my Arteza watercolor for the trees and the squirrel, but the skeleton was Prismacolor, and this log was a super tip base along with the acorns with Prismacolor on top. And I really like my shading on my skeleton guy, and the more I looked at him, I was like, yo, he looks like a pimp. So I hope he's not a pimp, or he was not a pimp in his life. Because, you know, that'd be crazy. But yeah, I gave him a little top hat because I thought it would be funny, and you know, his little mustache, and I put Wink of Stella on his little top hat, and then she has some glitter pin on her little hair bow here. But yeah, this, all in all, this was really fun for me to do, and I'm happy that I got this whip done. So that's something else that's crossed off my list. Oh, and she has some Wink of Stella on her wings. I don't know if that's gonna catch because the lighting just does not catch it very well over here. But yeah, really happy to have this one done and not haunting me as a whip. So I had a lot of fun with this one, finishing it up, and we'll move on to the next picture. Okay, next I have a picture in my Chinese coloring book, and I forget what this one is called. I don't think it's called Beauty Drunken Flower. I think it's called something else, but it could be called that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I ordered these on AliExpress, and I don't speak this language, unfortunately, so I can't tell you the title, but this is the one that I did, and I actually finished this the other night. This was the last picture that I did for October, and initially I had a different picture chosen, which was, if I can find it real quick, because this book I feel like I need to color in way more, and I don't, and I don't know why. Yeah, I probably can't find it, but oh, here it is right here in front of this one. I really chose this one to do, and then right when I sat down to color, I changed my mind and did this one. And I wanted to do like an autumnal background, so I used alcohol marker as a base for all the shrubbery and whatnot, and then I went over it with pencil. This is all Prismacolor, and I think this came out so gorgeous. I love how all the greenery, orangery, now that that's what color I made it looks. And I used Neo color for the sky. I used Holbeins for her skin and her hair. I'm not proud of how her skin came out because I feel like it has no depth or anything, and yeah, it just looks very flat to me. So I got to work on my Holbein skin colors a bit more for fair skin. And I used washi tape for her kimono, and then I used gouache. So all of this was done in gouache, and I had a lot of fun playing in my gouache, doing her clothing. And then I think for the book, this was Prismacolor. And she does have some glitter gel pen on her nails and glitter gel pen on her hair, ribbons and whatnot, because, you know, why not? Why not? So yeah, this was the end result of this one. This one was pretty quick. It took me a handful of hours the other evening to do, and especially because I used gouache for her kimono, it went super quick. And yeah, like I said, I'm really proud of how this kimono came out. So that was this one in this book. Alrighty, we're moving along. I have a picture that I did in Cute and Creepy coloring book by Camilla Derrico. Well, pop manga Cute and Creepy, I should say. And this is her newest book. That is not the picture. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this is the picture that I've done this month, and this was the mad scientist picture, and I love this picture. I was watching Dee Dee color this, and I just had the idea that, ooh, I'm going to make my ghosts look like Pokemon. So what I did was I made all of my ghosts look like Ghastly, and then I made this one a Haunter. I was going to do Gengar, because those who play Pokemon, you know, Ghastly, then Haunter, then Gengar are the evolution forms. I'm an OG Pokemon player. If they got some new ones, I don't know about it. But yeah, I decided when I just felt the inspiration come to me that I was going to do Pokemon, so that's what I did. And then I even gave her a little Pokeball earring. So someone is a Pokemon fan, obviously. And all I did was just sketch out. It wasn't hard. Sketch them out. I think I have some pictures that I can put up that are my progress pictures. They're available on my Instagram as well. And then I took Dee Dee's idea of doing the scribbles, like painting it out with black acrylic paint and then doing the scribbles with pencil over top because it shows. So I did use that for inspiration in my picture. But other than that, yeah, I did all Prismacolor, and I used, I think, gouache at first, which just performed horribly for some reason. I could not get it to blend and shade the way I wanted it. So then I just went over with a yellow Posca and then just threw stickles on it. So those were her gloves. And then her glasses are the gouache with a little bit of pencil over top. So that I could get to kind of play. But that just came out terribly. And I was like, you know what? A Posca and some stickles will fix it. Because, you know, I didn't want to ruin my picture. So yeah, I think I fixed it in the end, and I think she's so cute, and she's just making her little Pokemon in her lab because, you know, she's too lazy to go out there and catch any, I guess. So, you know, or maybe where she lives, they don't have Ghastlies and Haunters, and she wanted to make her own. And I kind of left these little ghosts kind of like how Camilla drew them. And I did put some stickles on some of their little faces, if you can see it. And then I do have glossy accents on the glass surfaces of her goggles and her little eyeglasses. But yeah, I just think this picture came out so adorable, and I really love it. It's one of my favorites, and I don't really use purple that often, so, you know, purple's my favorite color. If I get a chance to do some purple, I really went all out purple. So yeah, that is enough of me talking about that picture. But yeah, it's one of my favorites this month, and probably one of my all-time favorites, actually, because I just put, you know, so much thought into it, I think. And yeah, that was the end result of this one. So we'll move on to the next picture. Alrighty, Roo. So now I have a picture done in Kanoko Ogusa's newest book, Symphony of Cute Animals, and I freaking love this book. Minuet de Bono is one of my favorite coloring books. Kanoko Ogusa is one of my favorite artists, and I chose to do this picture. Whoa, shook the tripod, so sorry about that. So I'm flattening the book out. So I chose to do this one, and it's a very autumn-like, fall-like picture. And y'all know I love coloring me some food, and so I chose this picture because why not? It's very fitting for the season, and I had so much fun coloring this. The toasted marshmallow tutorial is available on my channel if you want to check that out. It's one of my most recent videos, so it's not that hard to find, but also it's in a How I Color playlist. Everything that I do as a tutorial is available in a How I Color playlist on my channel, so check that out if you want to see how I did these. But yeah, really fun. I used Neo Color 2 for the base of this table cloth. We actually have one in my house that's green, and I guess in my mind I just knew I was going to do a green one, but I did go over some of the lines with like a gold jelly roll, if you can see that. But I did everything in Prismacolor. The only thing that was not Prismacolor were, like I said, the tablecloth, but I did go over with the Prismacolor to smooth out the Neo Color, and then I did Inktense for all the leaves, but everything else was Prismacolor. I used a little bit of Posca to add some salt or sugar, whatever you want it to be, on this little cinnamon bun. And I looked up some cinnamon buns on Pinterest as inspiration, and maybe if I don't forget, I can pop the picture in there. But yeah, overall, this was super fun to do. I did this in 2 days time, couple of hours each day, and I could not look these up. I knew what they were because I've seen them before, but I just don't know what they're called. But anyway. Oh, I did do Black Widows for this little latte coffee thing because I don't have this precise color in my Prismacolor without mixing colors. So I really wanted that little like beigey, tanny brown color to happen. So yeah. End result of this picture, super proud of it, really like it. And, you know, I think everything does look very appetizing. So can't wait to do more from this book because it's super cute. and we'll move on to the next book. Alright, so this actually was the first picture that I finished for the month of October. I actually started this the end of September because, as you know, it's a color along available on my channel if you did not know. And it's under a playlist in The Wizard of Oz, The Wizard. You can check that out. The full color along is available in that playlist. Wizard of Oz by Fabiana Atanasio. And this book was so generously gifted to me by a subscriber. She knows who she is. Thank you a million. So I've done The Wizard, like I said, and it's another double page spread. Like I said, I did 2 this month from Fabiana, and I was just, you know, really feeling them. And this is The Wizard, and I really like how this came out. Let's see if I can zoom out a little tad bit. Okay, so this is my Wizard, and like I said, I had a blast doing this curtain. Too much fun because, you know, I like to splatter paint and whatnot. And so I had some glossy accents on his glasses, and I kept my Toto black because I already colored her black in another picture. And I have some stickles on my Wizard and some glossy accents and stickles on some parts of the machine because why not? And I really don't care to color this page. I even got black paint on this because this thing scares me. It freaks me out. I don't know why. Like I was about to say the Wizard. The witch, the good witch looks pretty. But then it's like all this other stuff scares me. So I don't care to color that page. So I wasn't worried about putting stickles and glossy accents on this side. And so I made him blush because, you know, he's embarrassed that he got found out that Toto revealed him. And so that's why he has little blushing cheeks and whatnot. And, you know, he's in that room doing whatever. And so the magic is coming out because the door is open. It's my little story. And then I have a tutorial of how I just did these no signal TVs. That is also available on my channel if you want to check that out. And I did that because I figured, you know, he would need to see what's going on in the world because he's in here doing whatever. So that's why he would have TVs, like CCTVs, letting him know what's going on. And because he got disrupted, they don't have a signal. So that's the story that I think I actually told this story in the color along or when I was doing the how I created this effect, and then the sound got cut out, and I don't think that, you know, it captured me saying that, but here we go. And then one of my favorite things also is Toto's collar, and then the little pocket square the Wizard has a W on it because he's fancy, you know. But overall, I really enjoyed this picture, and it's so random because I was flipping through this book and I just landed on this picture and my mind was made up like, yeah, I want to do this one. So it's so funny that it worked out that way because it's such a random picture. And I really love the Wizard's clothes, and I did this with the super tip marker base, and then I went over with Prisma. But again, you can see all that in the color along available on my channel. So we will move on to the last 2 pictures that I have for the month. Last 2 pictures I have are going to be from Misfits, and this is the Halloween one, number 12. Art by Weistag, or Tara Bittlespatcher as she's known, and I have 2 in here. So this picture is done for Mean Girls Day, October 3rd. If you didn't know, it's Mean Girls Day officially. And I happened to finish this right on time. Misfits usually don't take that long anyway. And I had this as a whip. This is the 3rd whip, y'all, that I have got done this month. Like, pats on the back for me. Because these have sat for months, and I mean months, before I touched all 3 of these this month. But her skin oh my goodness, I had to cough, sorry about that. Hopefully I edit that out. But her skin had been done for a while, and then I decided to come back and color the rest of the picture. And I had an idea on October 3rd. I was like, I could make her like a zombie Regina George. And I was like, why don't I just do that? Because maybe she was bitten and she turned on a Wednesday, and that's why she's wearing pink. Because, you know, on Wednesdays we wear pink. So that's where the idea came from, and I just ran with it, and I drew like a little lacrosse net because, you know, spoiler, she ends up on the lacrosse team at the end of the movie. And I made her outfit like Regina George's, so I did a little bit dramatic on her shirt. It's really tiny, you can't really see, but I did the letters, so I kept her outfit basically how Regina George's outfit is in the movie on that Wednesday. So she has a cardigan, and she has her little black shorts, even though Regina was wearing a skirt. And, you know, she has on her little pink tights. There weren't tights in the movie, but, you know, what could I do about that? But so cute, I think. And, you know, she has the little blonde hair. So I did everything in a super tip base, I believe. Yeah. And I even wrote it down here. I did alcohol marker or super tip marker base for mostly everything except her skin. And then I went over with pencil. And I did chalk pastel for the sky, and then this is Neo Color 2, I believe, for the grass. And then I did some super tip grassy effects down here, and I have, of course, glossy accents on the brain if it'll show up, and her eyes, and then of course look at all the stickly goodness on her tights. So pretty. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself coloring this picture. I did it in a handful of hours, and I'm super happy to be able to have gotten it done on Mean Girls Day, like how apropos. So the next picture I have, if I can flip it, is this one. And I'll take my little dog off. This picture was so fun for me to do too. It's called Headless, and I was like, I want to draw a Jack because I'm going to make her Sally. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and draw Jack, and I'm going to try and draw Zero. And I have my progress pictures that I can post up here so that y'all can see. So basically all I did was just sketch out Zero, sketch out Jack, looked up a reference picture for Jack looking sideways or whatever. And I was like, I could draw that. And so I did. And I made her Sally. So she has her little stitches and her little skin color. I love her skin color, this blue. It's so cute. And all this was Prismacolor, I believe. I did a super tip base for the chair and her hair, and then this was an alcohol marker base for her dress. And then yeah, I just did my Prisma over top, and I think it came out so cool. I love the textures in this picture, the texture of the chair frame, the texture of her dress. I love how the texture looks in the chair. It just all works so nicely. And I used this is acrylic paint, I think, on the frame, and then I did some Neo Color 2 for the background because I wanted it to look old, vintagey. And then I used some metallic paint that I got from Target on some little parts of the picture, just to add something extra in the background. And then my little Zero, he has stickles on his little pumpkin nose and his eyes. And then Jack, I just straight up did with a Posca and black and white, and he was done. And I have stickles on my jewel right here. But yeah, overall, this was super fun to do. I really love how this came out. I have my little nails done with my little Zero on here now, so you know this is coming off though. But yeah, had so much fun with this one. It's one of my favorites for this month too. And that's everything that I've colored for the month, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed. I got so many done. I can't make promises that will ever happen again where I do 11 pictures in a month, but I just had a lot of motivation the first and last week of October and not in between, which is so crazy and strange to think. But like I said, that's everything that I have to show you all. I can show you something that was a failure if I still have it. Oh, wait, yep, here it is. So I have this book, Fantastic Beauties by Demita Victoria, and this is one of their newest ones, and I really love this book. Flip throughs on my channel. I had started this one. It's just a failure. It's going in the trash. I messed up on her hair after I had done all of this hard work, especially this blending. Messed up on her hair and was like, to hell with it, I don't like it. And you know, the more I the more I looked at it, I really don't like her skin either. But you know, I can try again because I have another copy of this book. But yeah, this was just a failure. And yeah, that would have been one that would have gotten done this month, but it didn't. But hope you enjoyed. These are my favorite kind of videos to watch, so you know, excuse me if I get a little bit rambly because I like to watch and film these types of videos. And hope you're all taking care out there, staying safe in the world, staying as happy and positive as you can be in these times. I appreciate you watching, I appreciate you subscribing, and I hope to see you all in my next video.